Welcome back to Given Chances Farm with Tony, and today we're going to be doing a meatloaf on the smoker. So right now we've got the smoker out, we've plugged it in, running it on smoke right now. That way it'll start producing some smoke. Once I get that done, it usually takes about 4 to 5 minutes or so. We'll turn it to 225, and then while it's preheating, we'll go inside and actually put the meatloaf together. The reason I like the recipe we're going to be doing today is you actually cook it on a cookie sheet so that none of the grease really goes down into the smoker. Everything stays on the pan. So cleanup is pretty easy. So, alright, so now it's starting to smoke a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll close the lid. Set that for 225, and we'll head to the house and start making the meatloaf. Alright, now that we're inside, we got the grill preheating. We're going to use 2 pounds of our ground beef from our American Aberdeen cattle that we raise here. One, two. The recipe I kind of start off of, I guess you would say, is from Traeger's website, and the recipe is called Not Your Mama's Meatloaf. So I got some of the basics off of that one, and I kind of just do my own thing with it from there. So that recipe calls for 2 pounds of ground beef, a 1/4 pound of sausage, and then you add ground sage in it. So we're actually just, the way I do it is I just use 2 pounds of ground beef, and then today we're using sausage from our Idaho pasture pigs, and the ingredients that are mixed into this is it has sage in it, so that's what I'm going to do. And instead of using a 1/4 pound of this, I'm just going to go ahead and use the whole pound. That's the way I always make it anyway. I like that big 3-pound meatloaf. So the only thing I'm going to be doing a little bit different tonight than I normally do, like when I make it at work, I do the diced onions in it, like the recipe calls for. But our kids don't like the onions in it, so I won't do that today since they're going to be eating it. But so basically I throw all the meat in this pan, or this bowl I meant. Then I come over to this bowl, and you'll do 2 eggs, and I want some beaten. Oh, good thing I caught that. Come here, shell. Got a little piece of shell down in here. And wanted to just keep floating around in there. So, okay. I just use the whisk, beat the egg up. Alright. And then you want to add 1 cup of your breadcrumbs, and then 1 cup of milk. And then this is the part where if you were adding in the diced onions, you would put them into this part of it, and then mix everything together. I just use the whisk since I've already got it in the bowl. No sense of dirtying up any more than we have to. So it kind of look like that. Then what we do is we go over to the burger and the sausage. The recipe doesn't call for it, but I like to use it because it calls for putting 2 teaspoons of salt in here. I prefer to season it with the Famous Dave's steak and burger seasoning, and this already has salt in it, so there's no sense in me adding more salt to it. So I just go kind of liberal with it. Make sure everything's coated pretty good. And then you just got to get your hands in there. I'm wearing gloves, mostly just because of the type of work I do. So I'm used to making this while I'm at work sometimes. So there, if I'm wearing gloves while I'm making it, and we catch a run and need to go do something, all I have to worry about doing is taking my gloves off, throw them in the trash, and I'm ready to go. Versus if I had my bare hands in here on this meat, it would have to take time to stop, go to the sink, wash my hands, get them dry before I could get ready to go. And that just takes time. It's a lot quicker just to pull the gloves and go. So basically just keep kind of turning it. I kind of like to just rotate it through like that. Mix everything up. That way you can get that sausage mixed in with your burger. Another thing you could add at this point if you wanted to, because I know I do a lot of times when we just make burgers, is I'll either add like some barbecue sauce into it and then shredded cheese, sometimes even some bacon bits. You can do peppers, jalapenos, those kind of things. You can add that in there as well. But basically, you can kind of see in there where the sausage is mixed in. So at this point, try to get as much of the burger off of my hands as I can. We pour this into it, and you can see now how it's just kind of thickening up a little bit compared to what it was when I first started. There we go. Basically get as much of it out of there as you can. And then back to mixing it in again. So make sure everything gets coated there, basically.
I'm not going to tell you what that looks like.
I'm sure at this point, it's not really the most appetizing look, but it's, I mean, you're looking at raw hamburger right now, and like I said, it's got breadcrumbs and milk and everything on it. So, see if I can ask Brittany to set my cookie sheet over here. From here, basically, all I try to do is try to get everything kind of prepped. And then everything's mixed in now. So what I do is I try to pick it up. There's one big ball. Make sure I get as much out of the bowl as I can. I start in the center of the pan, kind of put it down, Then I like to bring it in, and I want it more like a big oval. So I kind of press it down, kind of like you're pattying up a hamburger. Just keep smushing the sides till it gets a little bit longer.
Chunk.
Because I like it to kind of look a little bit more like a loaf, you know, like it says, meatloaf, right? That way I can come in and make slices. Day one, like today, we'll be eating it. We're gonna have meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and salad with this meal. Day two, if you want to come back and reheat it, you're slicing it like this. It makes a nice meatloaf sandwich for those that like that. And smoking it this way. Even day two, you come back and you're heating it. You can heat it up in the microwave and it tastes just the same as it did coming off the smoker, really. So, and that right there is basically what it'll look like. And at this point, take our gloves off, carry this outside, put it on the smoker, and we'll put the temperature probe in here when we get it out to the smoker. Alright, so we're out here at the smoker, got the temperature probe. So, our grill is preheated now. All we're going to do is slide the probe through the hole here. Make sure that probe gets in there to where we're getting the temperature out of the thicker part in the center. And that's what I want. Spin that around so it's facing the front. Then on, like I said, on this recipe, you just stick the whole pan and all right on there. So now we're cooking at 225 for approximately 2 hours. We're looking for an internal temperature on that of 160. So
Cat's telling us, that smells good.
Yep. Alright. It's been about an hour and 40 minutes. We're going to just check it and take a look at it and see what it looks like here. That's what it's looking like. The thermometer on here is showing that it's up to 10, but I'm going to check this end over here. We're good.
As you can see, it gets a little dark a little earlier now. It's
not even 6 o'clock yet. It's like 10 till 6. So.
We'll get this taken off and then we'll bring you back when we get some more lighting.
Okay, so we brought it in the house and I like to let it rest about 5-10 minutes or so before I cut into it. So we'll go ahead and cut into it real quick. And on the smoker, I'm using the Pit Boss competition blend pellets for that. And there's what it looks like. It comes off, got the nice smoke ring across the top there. And here we go. So that's all there is to it, other than enjoying it. So Hope everybody enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to get notified of all of our upcoming videos, and we'll see you tomorrow.